In this video, I will explain the coaching techniques, tips, and tricks that I would explain to one athlete or a group of athletes when teaching them the traditional back squat versus the banded back squat, as well as the band pull apart.
I would like to note that for the demonstration purposes, I will use a weight that is low for myself. But if I were talking to novice lifters, they would start with just the bar. All right, everyone. For the demonstration purposes, I will be facing out, but when you are lifting and using the racks, you need to be facing the rack, right? You need to have your back to the rest of the weight room, and that way you can fall onto the rack if needed. When you are doing a squat, you need to get your feet about shoulder width apart and your toes facing forward, okay? You will set the bar so it's just about at your clavicle length, right about your nipples or so that way you can get underneath it in a comfortable area. Now again, you're gonna start with your feet about shoulder width apart. You're gonna go ahead and get under the bar. Make sure you are centered, okay? And you want a good grasp with your hands as well, okay? Then you are going to imagine you're sitting back into a chair, keeping your chest up, and you're gonna make sure you go all the way down to get 90 on your in your elbows, not your elbows, your knees. Then you'll stand back up and you'll push through your heels. One thing we will see a lot is you guys will start to come up on your toes, okay? As you're pushing up on the concentric of that squat, make sure you're pushing all that weight through your heels. It'll keep you more balanced and keep you safer. Now, if you have to bail, meaning you are doing such a heavy weight that you cannot get it up, you will need to, as facing the rack, you will need to throw the weight off of you, drop down to your knee. Right, so you're squatting down, I'll demonstrate that. Right, so I'm getting set up here. I'm gonna take 1, 2 steps back, get my feet placed, okay? And then I'm gonna squat down. And if I can't get back up, I'm gonna drop to my knee and drop the bar underneath me. Okay, and then you're gonna fall forward towards the wall. That will keep you the safest. However, none of us should be doing that right now because we're just gonna be starting with the bar so you can get the movement patterns down. Any questions? All right, let's go.
In this part of the video, I am doing a banded back squat with the exception of the bands attached to the heavy dumbbells on the floor. The technique and form is the exact same as a regular back squat. One thing I did forget to note before is ensure that you get 90-degree flexion in your knees and keeping a high chest. Once you're done, you can re-rack the weight and move on.
In this portion of the video, I will discuss the band pull apart exercise. All right, everybody. So band pull apart's very simple. You're gonna hold the band about shoulder width apart. If you want it harder, you're gonna pull your hands closer. If you want a little bit less of a challenge, you're gonna start with your hands further out. Okay, but you're gonna start with your hands straight out in front of you, and you're gonna grasp with a pronated closed grip, and then you will rotate out. Now, as you can see, I couldn't do that very well, and if you have the same problem, you can just do one side of the band and pull it all the way out, keeping your arms straight the entire time. Okay, we're trying to work that external rotation, external and internal rotation. Okay, so you can make it easier a couple of ways. You can hold it wider out, or you can hold only one side of the band, all right? But you're gonna go as far back as you can, and then you're gonna slowly come back in. Go as far out and slowly come back in. All right, make sure you're staying up tall, keeping a tall chest when you are doing this, and you're not starting to hunch over or bend in any way. Any questions on this exercise? All right, let's get started.